Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Your boughs are green in summer's glow. They do not fade in winter's snow. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Welcome to our show today. I am the producer host of today's Christmas show. This is number 18. My first one was in 1999. And I wanted to announce the sponsors for this show, and they're all located here at the Viaport Mall, formerly Rotterdam Mall. They are the Aquarium, The Perfect Look, Chipmunk Coffee and Cafe, The Jewelry Den, Something Fishy, and my dear friend Helene Smith. The music today, I'm sure you'll enjoy the variety. Our pianist is accomplished Mike Purcell. Well, hello Terry, you're our first guest today, which is apropos because you're the mall manager here at Viaport. And our sponsors today are actually all except one are from Viaport.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Thank you for having me, Janice.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Lots going on here right now.
There is. There's a lot going on. As you know, we just opened November the 12th, our brand new aquarium. And we are very pleased with the response. We've had over 25,000 visitors already.
And 12,000 on that first weekend, I understand.
Yes. So we've had a good response. We've been very pleased. And we have opened other stores along the way.
Yeah.
So we're very happy about that.
And I'm here just about every day because I'm a walker here, and so I get to see the progress. And
yes. And we have things
great
already in the works for next year. We're looking forward to next year, and we think it'll be a very, very good year for us.
A good year for 2017.
Yes, definitely. We have plans for the old Macy's box, and we're working.
You have a plan for occupancy there?
Yes, we do, and we have a plan that we're working on for the Sears box as well. So.
Well, hallelujah. People are going to be excited when they hear this announcement today.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
Yes.
We are excited as well.
You should be.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's like almost a 360-degree turnaround, definitely. Isn't it, from definitely. Not that long ago.
No, the mall was very lucky to have Viaport purchase the mall and invest as they have. So we were very lucky. And they've definitely, are very interested and very vested. And, we started with the entertainment, and now we have the aquarium, and we've done some remodel throughout the mall, and we have plans to do more. So we have been very fortunate that they purchased this mall.
Yes, and the aquarium now, I understand people could buy like a season pass.
An annual pass of $100 for a family of 4, which we've sold, I believe. We were expecting maybe 500 by now, and I think last count was over 4,000.
Oh my golly.
Yeah.
And that's a year's pass for, did you say $100?
$100 for a family of 4. Yes.
And they can go as often as they want.
Yes, they can.
That's a really good bargain.
Yes, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
And, it's, and then we have like discounts to offer the schools and organizations, and so we're working on all of that now for the next year.
You'll probably get a lot of school trips.
Yes, we've had so many schools interested in coming in. We're not quite to that point, but very soon.
And I know one of the sponsors for my show today is Something Fishy.
Yes.
And he's doing very well.
He is.
Because people come out of the aquarium and then they think, well, maybe I'd like to purchase some fish or an aquarium.
Yes.
And he relocated from Scotia.
Yes, it was a big jump for for him to make the change. 'Cause
Sure.
he was well established there, but since the aquarium opened, he's doing well.
Yes, and I've spoken to him a couple of times. I hadn't met him, but as a sponsor, we got to know each other a little bit. And he's excited.
Yes, yes, he is.
And I'm sure a lot of the other ones are excited too.
Oh yes, we opened the coffee shop this year.
Yes, they're a lovely couple.
Oh, they are so nice, and everything is made fresh.
Yes.
And they're doing a great job.
Yes.
We just opened up the sports zone. What else did we open up? Oh, we have a boutique, a women's boutique that should be opening next week, very soon anyway.
Yes.
And of course, the TV station, which we're very happy to have here.
Yeah, I forgot about us. How could I forget that?
Yes, right.
We came in the summer, late summer, and we had our open house here.
Yes, yes.
And we're a 501c3, and we accept donations, and we do have a membership. And everybody loves this spot.
Yes, it's worked out well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just meeting new people and friends, and I'm always open to bringing somebody new into my life, and it's been a pleasure to meet you, Terry. And
Oh, the same here.
yeah,
Yes.
and I'm so glad you could come on today. So you have great hopes for the new year,
Yes, we do.
and
We do.
I just want to reiterate that we're having some more occupants here, one in the Macy's and one in the Sears.
Well, we don't have signed leases yet, but it looks very
looks very
and
promising.
We definitely have some good plans in place.
Yeah.
So that will definitely open up that Macy's wing for us, and then of course we have the aquarium and the via entertainment as well, in this up where the Sears used to be. So it will only add to that.
Yeah.
Anything that we do up at that end.
Now, is there anything holiday-ish going on here this month in the mall that you know of that you want to promote? Anybody having a holiday event?
Well, we have crafters coming in this next weekend, and that's always
so the
a draw.
crafters will be here.
Yes, that's always a draw.
And some other Christmas vendors, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We try to have something every weekend.
Yeah.
It's some type of an event every
Yeah.
weekend. But yeah, we
Yes,
do have the
it's-
crafters coming in this
And you've
weekend.
had boats, and you've had cars, and a lot of variety. And well, it's exciting.
Yes, it
just
is.
to see the potential and what's already occurred. So, till next time, Terry.
Yes, I know. I'll have more updates, I'm sure.
Thank you,
So-
and have a wonderful Christmas.
You as well.
Thank you, and a blessed New Year.
Thank you.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Well, welcome, Diane. We just met today. Kind of a last-minute connection here, thanks to Jeffrey Hollenbeck of Living Resources, but also he's on the board of the Damien Center.
He is.
And you're here to talk about the Damien Center today, and also another organization that's part of it called PAWS, which stands for Pets Are Wonderful Support.
And they are, aren't they?
I guess so. About 50% of the population have pets of some kind, right?
They do. They do. So thank you so much for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. This has got to be a busy time of year for both of those organizations.
It is. Many of our members, there's still a lot of stigma attached to HIV and AIDS, and many of our members have lost family and friends due to their diagnosis. So the holidays can be a very sad time if you don't have a place where you feel welcomed and supported. So the Damien Centers in Albany and Schenectady are so important for that, especially this time of year.
So does the Damien Center only, are they only affiliated with AIDS?
We do. We serve folks who have AIDS and HIV.
Okay. So are some of them homeless?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Many of our folks suffer from or suffer from poverty issues like homelessness. We have folks who are food insecure, which means they don't necessarily know where their next meal is coming from. So we try to fill in some of those gaps at the center.
Now, are there other ones that help support you, other organizations that are a feed to the Damien Center, or?
We certainly work with a number of other HIV and AIDS organizations.
Okay.
So we try to work cooperatively with a number of other organizations to make sure our members get as many services as they possibly can to help them balance their lives.
Yeah. I know there was a tragic fire there not that many years ago. 3 years ago.
Yes. We actually suffered 2 fires. The Albany Damien Center was lost to a fire 3 years ago, and the Schenectady Damien Center suffered a fire, a smaller fire, but still took us quite some time to clean up, about 1.5 years ago.
Now, where's the Schenectady Damien Center?
It's at 615 Knott Street.
Okay.
And it's open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11, or Tuesdays and Fridays, excuse me, from 11 until 3 for folks who are positive or their family members.
Now, would they get referred from someplace?
They might get referred from their doctor if they're in care. They might find one of our brochures on the bus. So they may come in themselves, and we may be able to help them get hooked up with medical care and other services.
Now, when you say the bus, you mean a CDTA bus?
We certainly have pamphlets and brochures out all over the place.
Oh,
and
on
people
the bus,
find
an
us.
ad on the bus.
Right.
Oh, those ads are very influential, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So we try to reach people in many ways.
So what's particularly challenging about the Christmas season for both of those groups, actually?
It can be very challenging to have a place to go that feels welcoming and supportive and comfortable when perhaps your family and friends have deserted you.
Sure.
Technically.
Which often happens, doesn't it?
And we have
Sadly.
many members who have children, and this time of year, if we're also battling poverty issues, that means it's very difficult to give children and grandchildren the sort of holiday that they may want to be able to give them.
Sure.
So we try to help with that as well.
Now, what appeal would you like to make today for both of the groups? Because the PAWS group provides pets to these individuals. Do you need, certainly you need money.
Always,
Always.
of course.
Would you like to give a phone number and repeat that number where people could call if not yourself, whoever you suggest.
Absolutely. Those who are on the internet can certainly look us up at www.albanydamiancenter.org. And our phone number at the center is area code 518-449-7119. And there's a cheerful person at the reception desk who can get you to the place you need to be.
Now, is that 7 days a week someone answers?
5.
5 days
Monday
a week.
through Friday from 8 in the morning until about 6:30 at night.
Now, where is that one located in Albany?
Right now, because of the fire, while we build our new center, we are located in the First Lutheran Church at 646 State Street in Albany.
Okay.
They took us in right after the fire and we just never left. So they've been
that's
very
lovely.
kind to us.
That's lovely. I would like to show a picture of your new facility that will be, when is that going to be finished?
We expect to be in early in the fall next year.
Okay.
And part of this new facility is not just the community center and resource center that the Damien Center is. We've also added 20 apartments for folks who are homeless and HIV positive. So we'll be able to have a number of our folks home for Christmas next year.
Oh.
So I would love to show you the artist rendering of our new center. The brick color building will be sort of administrative, and that building exists now. And the large addition is the community center as well as program space and the apartments.
Wonderful. Now, where is that going to be located in another part of Albany, of course?
It will, right. It is on Madison Avenue, very near the corner of South Lake. So it's really only a few blocks away from our old center that burned.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. And why don't you give a phone number again?
Okay.
And I'm sure you'll get calls because people want to help, especially this time of year.
Our phone number is area code 518-449-7119, and we can also be reached online at www.albanydamiancenter.org.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming, and blessings to you on what you do for our community. We need people like you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. For goodness sake, oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah. And I want to talk to our guest today, Mary Jane Smith. I really appreciate you coming.
Oh, thank you.
It was kind of last minute, wasn't it? Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, but you were really gracious about it. And 40 years you've been with the St. Luke's Food Pantry.
Yes.
That's such an amazing accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
How did you manage to endure for 40 years?
Well, it's a wonderful place to work at. That's it. I've had many jobs. I worked at the GE, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at Head Start, I worked at the school, St. Luke's School, and when Father asked me to become the coordinator of the food bank, I said yes, and it was the best move I ever made.
Now, which father asked you? Because who was
Father
there?
Isopo.
But you were 40 years
Well,
with that
yes.
particular food bank,
Yes,
but you weren't
yes.
the coordinator of it?
No,
Okay.
no, I was a volunteer.
So Father asked you.
yeah, yeah.
Hard to resist when Father
yeah,
asked you.
you can't say no to Father Isopo.
Yes. And this is a particularly challenging time of the year, would you
Oh,
say,
yes.
for the food pantry?
Yep, yep.
Do you need more donations of food or mainly money? What do you need right now?
Well, we're getting most of our food. We have a big Christmas program. We do food and toys.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and this year we've got a little over 300 families.
Really? Does
Yeah.
it grow every year?
Yes, the biggest one we had was 500 families. That was the biggest one. But I can remember long time ago, it was myself and two other ladies who are, well, one of them is still working with me. We started off, we would do our Christmas program in a day. I mean, it would take, we would do it after Mass. We'd go over and pack up the toys, and that was it. The men had already done the food, and that, you know, we might do 15, 20 families,
Yeah.
and it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew.
Now,
So-
what year was that, would you say,
Oh, God.
approximately?
1994, maybe.
And there
Yeah.
was that few then, and it's really grown
Yeah.
in
Yep, yep,
22 years,
yep.
the increase,
Yep,
the need.
Yep. 84 it was, 1984.
Oh,
when we
so
did it,
30 some
yeah.
years. Wow.
Yes, yes. And I have wonderful, wonderful volunteers. Everybody's a big family, everybody works together, and, you know.
Now, are most of the volunteers there for the Christmas time, or is
Christmas
Thanksgiving?
No, we don't do Thanksgiving. The
You don't?
Concern for Hungry does Thanksgiving for our people. We give them names of people
Yeah.
who are disabled that can't go down and sign up for themselves.
Yeah,
And then some of our volunteers go and bring the food to them.
yeah.
So yeah, we have a good system going.
Do you have a truck?
We have a couple of trucks. Yep, yep.
Well, it's a great thing that you're expanding,
Yes.
and that's...
We can't wait.
Yeah. Now, how much bigger will it be than your space now?
Well, it's going to be 8,000 square feet. It was going to be a pastoral center, and we get the back part of it, which will be 2,500 square feet. So that's a big. That's
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
So you'll need more help too, possibly?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. More volunteers, and now we're open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
And then we can, because we're, poor Father Isopo, when they knocked down the last house, who used to be the house that we used to have our food pantry in, we moved, my family lived in that house.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes,
Oh.
yeah, yes. So I was kind of sad when they tore it down. But anyway,
Yeah.
Father Isopo said, well, we got to keep it going. So he had a 6-car garage, and he split it in half. And he's got, well, thank God last year we didn't have much snow, so we didn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
And contractors came in and did a new little food pantry for us. So usually every day we have maybe 3 people working besides, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we have about 6 people, because you can't get any more people in there because it's a small area.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we're doing good, but we'll do a lot better. We can do more days when we get into the new pastoral center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what do you need, especially right now, this Christmas season? And I wanted you to give a phone number if you could.
Yeah, our phone number is 347-1385.
518.
No, 347.
But the area code is 518
yeah.
347
1385.
1385.
Yes.
And people can call over and talk to Angie. Is she the one that
No.
would
It has to
answer?
go. It has to go to.
So
our,
this is a different number.
Yeah,
This
it's a
is the
different
actual food pantry number.
Yes, yes.
And that's for people that would like to have food delivered. Is that it?
No. It's we've already taken all the people's names already. That part
Okay.
is done. We've ordered food over at the Regional Food Bank because we are a member of the Regional Food Bank.
Okay.
And but what we're short on is, believe it or not, stuffing, stovetop stuffing.
Okay, so if they call that number, they could donate food for the Christmas meal.
Right. That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
what
I'm
we
sure
need.
there's other things they could use
well,
too.
Stuffing and what? We're getting the Hunt's spaghetti sauce.
Okay.
So those
Well,
two
I'm
things.
sure you're going to be inundated with stuffing after people see this show today. And we are on television pretty much through the month of December, starting with week number 2, I believe, and also on our internet, which is sac.tv, SACC.tv. So hopefully you'll get a lot of calls, and maybe you'd like some money too. Would that be helpful?
Well, of course.
Donations of money is always good, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, I want to thank you for wearing your red sweater and coming to our holiday party,
Well, thank you for inviting me.
and have a little refreshment if you can. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
And
to
God
you.
bless you
God
for
bless you, too.
the good work that you do.
Thank you.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when he hath gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Well, welcome, Father Matthew Stromberg from St. George's Episcopal Church in the Stockade. I got it all out.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, and we just saw each other on the weekend because you did the after Christmas caroling, welcoming to the community, and you had refreshments and
Yes, I was invited to do the invocation at
you
the
did
Christmas
the
tree
invocation.
lighting.
Yes, you did.
And I met you at our after party at the Great Hall at
Yes,
St. George's. Yeah.
but we had met previous to that and talked because Andrew, I know Andrew, the organist.
Andrew Christopolsky.
Yes, and we have performed together, and he's very accomplished, and you're right in my neighborhood, so I like to visit you
Great.
whenever possible.
We love to have you whenever possible.
And this weekend you're having a Christmas caroling, but
yeah, we're having an Advent lessons and carols. That's this Saturday.
Yeah.
But I think this will probably have already aired.
it
but-
will have already aired. However,
year.
next year people keep a watch out because
Yeah.
it's a community sing, and it brings everybody together. And this is the time of year when people are social.
Absolutely.
And you wore your festive green jacket today.
Well, I feel a bit like I've won the Masters.
It looks just like the color of the master's jacket.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I always get those comments when I wear those.
Yeah, I can see why. And you're new at the church too.
I am. I just arrived back in August. My family and I, my wife April and my children Helen and Isaac, we moved into the Rectory of St. George's, which is right there in the Stockade.
Yeah.
At the beginning of August. So I'm the new rector of St. George's.
Yes.
And I was just installed on October 28th there. We had quite a big service and gala there to celebrate that.
Well, nice. Well, we're really happy to have you in the community, and I do see you on my walk. I think I used to see the previous
Father Paul.
Father Paul there, but we live close because you're on Front Street, and I'm on Washington, so
Right.
we're pretty close there. So what else is going on during the Christmas time? I know you would like to tell about some times for the masses.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Well, we have actually services pretty much daily at St. George's. I say morning prayer every morning at 8:30, and evening prayer at 5 o'clock, and then we have Mass on from Tuesday to Thursday every morning at 9 o'clock, and then on Fridays at 12:15, and on our prayer book holy days, on particular holy days, we have an evening service at 7 o'clock. So that continues throughout the holiday season. But in addition, we're having, of course, our Christmas Eve services, and we have 2 Christmas Eve services this year. We have one at 4 p.m., and that's a Holy Eucharist Rite 2 with a children's pageant. And all children are welcome, even if they've never been to the church before. They could show up a little bit beforehand at 3:30, and we'll put them in a costume. We'll find a role for them in our Christmas pageant. My wife April, who's our Sunday school teacher, is also directing that pageant. And we'll sing, of course, a lot of Christmas carols, and we'll have a mass. And then at 10 p.m. we have our solemn high midnight mass, Christmas Eve, followed by a reception in our great hall, and all are welcome to come to that as well.
Lovely.
And then for Christmas Day, normally we have mass at 9 and 11:15, but on Christmas Day we have one service at 10 a.m. and that'll be Christmas lessons and carols, readings from Scripture, and a lot of Christmas carol singing on Christmas Day.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then you do have some connection with the YW, right?
The
Or
YWCA, we're currently collecting gift bags for the YWCA, and people can if they visit the church, they can donate to that program. And we have collections like that pretty regularly. We collect for the city mission, the SICM, as well.
Now, what do people do? They call over or just stop and bring some items?
Yeah, well, we have a drop off at the back of the church where
Okay.
people can bring canned items and stuff like that.
Can they bring
non-perishable
clothing, or is it mainly food
Well,
items?
we just finished a coat collection that finished up back at the end of November.
Oh.
But sure, if people want to bring clothes, we will make sure they get to a good spot.
So why don't you give a phone number where somebody could call over there if they have a question? Do you know it offhand?
Well, I don't know where the church's phone offhand, but you could visit our website, which is stgeorgesconnectedy.org. And you could like us on Facebook and follow us that way. If you
Yes.
visit our website, you could get our email address, which is office@stgeorgesconnectedy.org.
Okay. My mother was a member of your church.
Is that right?
And Father Paul visited her frequently.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And she was very fond of him. And now she's passed on.
I'm sorry.
So, but I wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
We miss her terribly, and but we have fond memories, of course, to stay with us. And Father Paul was part of those memories.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was
well,
very diligent about visiting her. So
And we're a family at St. George's. We try to take care of one another. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
well, we're so glad you're in our neighborhood, and I'm so glad you were able to come on today. This show will be aired on Channel 16. It will also be on sac.tv, so who's ever watching it today is either watching it on television or online.
Yes.
And it'll be on through the month of December. And
And our viewers can find our Sunday services on SAC TV too. Sundays at 4:30, and then Thursdays at 1, and then Fridays at 2. Throughout the week, they air our Sunday services, which is really exciting for us.
Yes.
And I love meeting people around town and say, I saw you on SAC TV. So that's great. Of course, we love to have people visit us in person too, and they're always welcome.
Well, thank you. You're very gracious, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas. I hope everything goes well at the church next year, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, and God bless you and all our viewers.
Thank you. hello, Noni
Hi, Janice.
and Oscar. Welcome today. Noni, you're with the VA in Albany.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. We talked several times on the phone.
Quite a few.
Yeah, like I do with all my guests, because there's always so much back and forth that you have to do. And of course, Oscar and I, we've been friends for quite a while now, Oscar.
Several years, yeah.
Yeah, Oscar's a veteran, as you'll learn, the audience, when you listen to Oscar, Oscar Sylvan, and we met at the Friends of the Library.
Right.
At an event.
Right, because I'm a volunteer.
A few years ago.
Yeah, this is going to have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm one of the friends.
You're with the friends, and I'm with the friends.
Volunteer.
And they have such a lovely banquet every year, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Done by the
kids do a
students
really
at the
good job
college.
over there, yeah.
They do a great job at the
Very
college.
much so.
Yeah, well, I'll start with you a little bit, Noni, because you're a coordinator of the volunteers there, right?
Yes,
And
I'm-
Oscar's a volunteer.
Yes,
So
he's-
that's how you know each other.
Been one of our volunteers since 2008, and Oscar's volunteered well over 4,000 hours in that time.
Wow, that's a lot, Oscar. You've got some awards, too.
Well, yes, I was blessed to be appointed, or named actually, and awarded the Volunteer of the Month on 2 separate occasions.
2 separate occasions.
Actually, under 2 different administrations, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I understand it, and it's an honor, and I mean, even though I don't get a pay raise or nothing like that, that's not what I'm in for.
Well, it's
at
nice
all.
to get the recognition, though, isn't it, really? I
Yeah.
think everybody likes to be recognized, even a little bit. There's not enough, there's a lot of negativity, but not always a lot of positive feedback.
Absolutely, and we do try to recognize our volunteers
Yeah.
as much as we possibly can at the Albany VA.
And we
Yeah.
get, well, I mean, I would say also we do get some recognition from other sources unexplained. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I would
Oscar was
like,
recently recognized.
yes, we would like to show that picture
Well, my
of
union,
you.
when I was working
And
my
hold it
civilian
up,
shop.
hold it up,
I don't know if this- how well
like
this
that for a minute,
Yeah.
and
there's
we'll see if
Noni
that's
me.
good enough, or we can
Yeah.
figure something else out. That's you.
Yes.
And wherever he goes, service follows.
Right, that was
That's for you,
from
huh?
the union magazine, The Communicator. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm a member of PEF. I'm a retiree there
Yes.
as well. That's
Now,
it's quite,
you were stationed in Iraq, weren't you?
yes. I was at 42nd Infantry.
Yes.
Rainbow Division, which is based in Troy,
Yes.
and we were mobilized in what was turned Operation Iraqi Freedom 3, which is the 3rd year of the war, in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were in the reserves too, right?
Yeah, well, yes, prior to that. And I've also been, that was my National Guard unit, and then I was also in the reserves, the 99th Signal Battalion, which has since been disbanded.
Yeah.
But initially my MOS, as we call it in the Army, Military Occupational Specialty, was the comm center operator in the Signal Corps. But by the time I got to my mobilization and all that, I was doing something perhaps entirely different. I was the NCOIC of the company mail room at our forward operating base in Iraq. That was named by our commanding general.
Yeah.
Probably kind of like I was going to say, well, you might say it's maybe an inside joke, but it was called Forward Operating Base Danger.
Oh.
Yeah, and being in the middle of the Sunni Triangle in Tikrit,
Yeah.
it was aptly named. But thank the good Lord, I got out there in one piece, and then also where I also have very much my service. My medical coverage is now service connected for just about everything except dental.
Yeah.
And so I get treatment at the VA. I'm an outpatient there.
Yes.
And so I get a feeling basically of camaraderie, helping out
Certainly.
fellow veterans and also fellow patients.
Sure.
And so I do this.
Well, they treat you pretty good there, don't they?
I think so, yes.
They probably like you a whole lot too.
We do. We appreciate Oscar.
Yeah, your job. It's got to be kind of pleasurable, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Just getting to see what volunteers
Yeah.
bring into the VA. A lot of what we do wouldn't be possible without the support of our community,
Sure.
whether that is through donations or
Yeah.
volunteers. And there are certain areas of the hospital, if it's not a medical necessity, it cannot
Yeah.
be paid for with tax dollars.
Oh, okay.
So anything outside of a medical necessity for an inpatient comes
Yeah.
through donations and volunteers. And our volunteers probably bring in most of the donations, just word of mouth, and how
Sure.
passionate they are.
Word of
about
mouth
caring
is
for
the
our
best
veterans.
advertising.
Absolutely.
Really. What's going on during the holidays there? A whole lot, probably.
Tons. We have approximately 500 volunteers. Many of them are part of organizations, VFWs, American Legions, Elks Lodges, Disabled American Veterans. Those are some of our bigger supporters.
Yeah.
And they come in and they offer tons of support to the veterans, lots of recreational activities. We have a phenomenal rec therapy program. I believe our ratio is 4 veterans to 1 rec therapy staff member. So there are outings, there are organizations coming in. We have the Elks there every Saturday and Sunday doing
Yeah.
popcorn and ice cream. We cater meals. We do that through donations as well. We have holiday dinners.
Yeah.
We're non-denominational because of the amount of
Of
people
course.
and the diversity in our group of veterans.
So you have a Christmas dinner?
Holiday dinner.
A holiday dinner?
Yes.
So because you don't want to...
Yes, and we do that in
Partial.
all areas of the hospital. People look at the Albany Stratton VA and think that we have many more inpatients than we do. We have around 120 beds. 30 some odd of those are nursing home or long-term care beds. So really it's just 2 small med-surg units and an ICU. Most of what we do, we serve 42,000 veterans right out of that hospital, mostly on an outpatient basis. It is better for people to be home. They heal quicker.
Certainly.
Shorter stays in the hospital are a great thing.
Certainly.
And we also have a Fisher House. We were the first VA. We just celebrated a 20th anniversary on our Fisher House last year. We were the first VA property to get a Fisher House. That is a comfort home for veterans and their families that live 50 or more miles from the facility that are coming in for treatment or all sorts of treatment or appointments and maybe can't drive home that night. We've
Yeah.
had families stay anywhere from a night to 6 months.
Sort of like a Ronald McDonald House,
Yeah.
Yes, Ronald
for
McDonald
but
House
for
of the VA. Yeah.
And all over the country, do they have them?
Not all VAs have them. Originally, they started on DOD or Department of Defense properties, and we were the first VA to get one, and they're popping up here and there. I know a lot of VAs. Every VA would love to have one.
Yeah.
And that is only 1 paid staff there, and they run mostly with volunteers.
So, well, that's really interesting. Now, what is your wish for this holiday season?
Oh, for this holiday season, I think we've actually granted a lot of wishes through the support of a really generous community. This year we were able to we have an adopt a vet program, kind of adopt a family. We met the wish list and needs for approximately 42 families, and that's kind of growing. We get some last minute ones in there. Families and people in the community would adopt these families, and we made it work. Every year, I think we've done as many as 65 families for the holiday season. So I guess my wish is just to keep these things going. I think we kind of all got our wish at the VA. We've had support where we were able to outfit every veteran that came to our department with a brand new winter coat. We serve a large homeless population. We're making a huge dent in that. We have a wonderful housing program in the VA.
Do you connect with our city mission here in Schenectady for needs?
Yes,
Do you all interact and collaborate?
Yes, the VA is really good at getting out in the community. That's a change I think we've seen over the last
Well,
few
I think
years.
that's so important. I think you can get so much done that way.
Oh, no doubt about that. And
Certainly,
we have.
certainly.
We've gotten so much done.
Yeah. So do you want to make an appeal for this month of December, that we're already into it, and this will be aired very soon? So what would you like the audience to do?
Contact us for volunteer opportunities.
Okay.
We can never really have enough volunteers.
Sure.
Donations, monetary item donations. We do accept only new items. We cannot accept anything used.
Okay.
You can check our website, which is www.albany.va.gov. Under the volunteer or donate tab, you'll get a lot more information there. We also have a Facebook page, Albany Stratton VA. And I can be reached at 518-626-5507. That is 518-626-5507.
Very nice, Noni. I think you'll get
Thank
some
you.
good responses
I was also going
from the audience.
to, not really off, but also we could use donations of toys. And we have a little Toys for
Toys.
Tots program. So
You
that's
have the
mainly
Toys for Tots program.
Well, it's actually
We have a
for
kitty cart
kitty
that
carts.
we
Right.
bring around to the hospital. Oscar works in our in-house patient escort.
Yes.
So would you like people to call another number if they have something to donate, or should they just show up at the VA?
I would
What's the
say
best-
contact me at that number.
Okay.
We are pretty much a two-person team, myself
Yes.
and Jim Keller, who is the voluntary service chief.
Okay.
I take all the emails and phone calls, and you'll find all our information on our website as well.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to return any calls or emails that I get.
Sure, and I just wanted to bring out one other thing, because there was a lot in the news about the veterans situation, management issues, kind of a scandal that started not here, out west. And what are your thoughts on that?
I can't speak for all VA hospitals.
Yeah.
But, I am a Navy veteran. I get my care at the Albany Stratton VA. I
Yes.
don't have to do that. I have other insurance.
Yes.
I'm very pleased with it. I think VA is a very transparent system. It's easy for people to pick the flaws out. The good far outweighs the bad. And there's probably not so great things in any system of that size.
Sure.
But the VA is constantly improving.
Yes.
And, we take into consideration what the veterans need and want. We speak to those veterans. I would, my take on that really is that, it's handled very quickly when there are issues. It's very easy to report the bad, but there's so much more good that people aren't seeing. And
I just wanted to mention one thing, because I heard an announcement from Vice President Biden. Are you aware of the Watson Geno technology that's
no, I actually have
that's
not
being
been
donated to the veterans?
watching the news the last couple of weeks.
And it's to help with immunizing cancer patients.
Yes.
And they have
I did hear something about that.
donated the Watson. IBM has donated the Watson to the VA, and it's in honor of Biden's son
yes.
that died from cancer. And they got the approval for all of this, bipartisan approval, between the Senate and the House of Representatives of
That is
Congress.
great. Yeah.
And so that's a very hopeful thing, isn't it, for
It
the
definitely
future,
is.
to show that people can really get along and accomplish something that can have just benefits that you wouldn't imagine.
Absolutely,
for
and the
cancer
VA's
patients.
always been ahead in technology.
Yeah, and I didn't know they were the largest system. I hadn't thought about it, the largest medical system.
Yeah.
And so I thank you both for coming here today.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
a
having us.
pleasure to end the show with the two of you. I have a short poem that I wanted to read. It's called Honor Our Military. Let's honor our military, the men and women who serve, whose dedication to our country does not falter, halt, or swerve. Let's respect them for their courage. They're ready to do what's right, to keep America safe so we can sleep better at night. Let's support and defend our soldiers whose hardships are brutal and cruel, whose discipline we can't imagine, who follow each order and rule. Here's to those who choose to be warriors and their helpers, good and true. They're fighting for American values. They're fighting for me and you. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. This was the Janice Thompson Christmas Show, and God willing, I'll be here next year as well. We do several shows here at the SAC Studio, which is now at Viaport Mall. And I want to thank the sponsors for today. Again, they are all located here in the mall. The Aquarium, The Perfect Look, Chipmunk Coffee and Cafe, The Jewelry Den, Something Fishy, and one exception, my dear friend, Helene Smith. So we'll see you again soon, and I want to end with, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.